All right, shalom, and welcome to another Bible study that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. My name is Esaac ben Israel, and I'm the elder priest of the United Congregation of Israel. And I'm joined here with one of our other priests, Priest Mikael. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom, brother.
All right, so we're going to get into a few things. First of all, on this eve of the night of the dead, and being, before we even get started on what we're going to deal with, I want to read something in Mark chapter 12, because what has happened and what has historically happened, anytime the powers that be put something together to get us away from our Creator, they package it in a way that it is either said that it's for the kids, or it is packaged in a way that it seems as if it's fun. So that when you then get into a higher level of understanding, people want to say that, I can't believe that you're going to do this to the kids. It's so interesting. Now, Israel has done that before. Yet when you think about it, this is a classic trick of anybody dwelling in the flesh. So when our forefathers didn't like the things that Yahweh was bringing them through coming out of Egypt, they said, you brought us out here for our kids to die. So it keeps being, anytime it's something that we really want to do, we throw it on the kids and we blame the kids. I'm doing this for the kids. So Yahweh knew that we were lying. He knew that we were using the kids as the scapegoat. So what did he do? He turned around and killed off the parents and brought the kids through. So Yahweh is the only one that can turn your lie into a truth, and really when you lie to lie, you hope it don't become true. So he is amazing when it comes down to that. Now you flip it. Here we go. When it comes down for Christmas, we say we doing it for the kids. All right. We tell the same lie that our forefathers told. We doing it for the kids. Yet there are certain gifts that them kids cannot open until their parents get up. Now, them kids are sitting there waiting until 11:59 is over. And as soon as it turned 12, they running in there, right? To go and get those gifts. But there was already rules passed. These certain ones you can't open until we get up. Why? The parents need to rejoice and seeing the kid open up those ones. They already gonna rejoice because they see the kids playing. All right. So the whole part of this was done for the parents' sake. It was not for the kids. So here we go telling the same lie once again, that it's all about the kids. So the kids have been our scapegoat for quite some time. Okay. So here we go with the Night of the Dead. People say, this is fun. This is something that the kids, they really like this. So you really shouldn't take this away from the kids. So you have all of these people, and you have to ask yourself, when they say, All Hallows Eve or Halloween, why would you call it the Night of the Dead? You have to pause for a second. 95% of all of the costumes are skeletons, some kind of goon or goblin. Every part of it is about death. Now, they halfway do it in this country. They do it to the fullest in other countries. They put food offerings out for the dead. They go all the way. We half do it. So you have to think about it. If it's the Night of the Dead, it's supposed to be the night that the dead come out of their graves and walk the earth. Now, Yahweh said, yeah, that's going to happen when it's time for judgment. So we're sitting here playing with judgment. We think it's for the kids. No. You're playing with an instrument of judgment. It says the dead going to come out of their graves. So what do we do when we have this mock thing of the Night of the Dead? Well, they're coming out of their graves. That's why, you have all the skeletons. You have all of these other costumes so that they can mimic coming out of the ground. Okay? Read Mark chapter 12 and verse 27.
He is not the El of the dead, but the El of the living. Mm-hmm. Yea, therefore do greatly err.
Right. You therefore do greatly err, because you don't understand that he is he is not the Elohim of the dead, but he is the Elohim of the living. Yet, when we deal with the whole Egyptian setup, what do they have? They have the book of the dead. The book that they hold, as sacred is the book of the dead. So Yahweh clearly makes a separation in dealing with him and dealing with them. He clearly makes a separation. So now we are believing that because a few things change, that all of a sudden these days of the devil have changed. So now the church has changed Halloween to Hallelujah Night. Now, which is funny, because they won't even discuss the word hallelujah, but Halloween has been turned into Hallelujah Night, but you can't explain hallelujah. It is quite interesting. And once again, we're going to put all of this on the kids, but it's really for our enjoyment. It is so that we can watch those kids, because you have to think, what do people say all the time? I wasn't able to do certain things, so I'm vicariously living through my children. Okay, so if they couldn't get, and I can tell you, I made this move myself. When I was growing up, there was a TV show called Silver Spoons. Ricky Schroeder had a car bed. My God, it was amazing. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I ain't never seen no bed that was a car. I said, he sleeps in a car. This is amazing. Now, I myself, it wasn't even a question. The TV was, the show was called Silver Spoons for a reason. He was rich, okay? So there wasn't no me going to ask Miss Wilhelmina, look here, I need this bed that's a car. No, what you can do is you can sleep out in my old Granada. Right there. It's right there under the carport. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Everybody know everybody. So go ahead and sleep in that car. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to a car bed. You understand what I'm saying to you? So go ahead and go out there, baby. Here go the pillows. Here go a little comforter, baby. You can get comfortable out there. But damn it, we ain't getting that. Okay. Years later, I get my first child. I get a little job. I'm making some money, and my tax return come, and I got me a stack jack. Mm-hmm. I go right to Buckhead, and I get me one of them car beds. I dropped that money. I was vicariously living through that boy. Then I bought the boy the car bed. Then I go in there and I look at it. I wait till the boy, is it bedtime? Right. Then I look at the boy in the bed. Okay, all right, okay. I was vicariously living through the boy, because I couldn't get one of those car beds. Wilhelmina wasn't having it. Okay, done deal. So here we go. Yahweh already knew we were lying. So you got to think about that. In the beginning, we blamed the kids. Yahweh knew we were lying right off the rip. Right off the rip. No. You said this about the kids? All right, they gonna live. So we can keep playing that game if we want to, that we are allowing these things. We're going to do Christmas for the kids. We're going to do Christmas for the kids. We're going to worship all of these strange gods for the kids. Right. He might let the kids go through and kill you. See, we're going to have to figure out some things, because understand now, he says, those who have not known my information, my fame, they shall be beaten with few stripes. But he who knows shall be beaten with many stripes. See, we want to be intelligent, dumb people. 1 minute we want to be intelligent and proclaim how incredibly smart we are. Then when it comes down to making a decision with some things, all of a sudden we jump back on the stupid side of things. All of a sudden we stupid, conveniently, you know what I'm saying? We dumb again.
Well, I didn't know, so then I just wouldn't. I didn't want to make no decision.
Right. He's not going to buy it. The same way he didn't buy it when our forefathers said, you brought us out here for our children to die. What they thought is that they were going to motivate Yahweh by using the kids as collateral. Look how innocent these kids are. Yahweh, you didn't just bring, look at little Timmy. Look at him. Come on, Yahweh, you're not going to let him die. Whole time now we're using the kid to get us out of the jam. But you're not going to fool Yahweh. You're not going to fool him. So you can play that game somewhere else. You are not going to fool him. So we can keep up these games if we want, but it is not going to work. Now, there was a question that came about, and it was about the whole part of collective punishment. Now, this is where it's a real catch-22 type situation, because when people start saying collective punishment, they'll say things like, okay, so if one person does something, should all of those people be punished? Now, it very much so depends on a lot of things, but people will say, okay, this is completely wrong. I want you to go to Exodus chapter 11. Exodus chapter 11. And, you have both sides of this thing. So you have, and it's funny, depending on who you talk to and the particular situation, their view on it is different. So when you talk to people who have, their ancestors were the slave masters as far as slavery goes, they don't believe that anything as far as collective punishment, because they say, look, I didn't have anything to do with that, I shouldn't be punished. Yet those same people are sending enormous amounts of money to Israel as Israel does collective punishment on an entire land of people because of what they say happened with this group. Now, this is very interesting. So collective punishment is wrong when it comes down to slavery, but you will send money and weapons so that a group who looks just like you can collectively punish another group of people. This is very, very interesting. This is very, very strange how you can be completely against something and then completely for it. I think the Bible describes that as a double-minded man. And it says a double-minded man shall be unstable in all his ways. Not some of them, not a lot of them, but in all of his ways, he is going to be unstable because he can't keep his mind on one side of a situation. He's jumping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So how can you be so completely against something and then turn around and be completely for it? So let's read something that Yahweh said. And it says, the heading here says a final plague. All right. Exodus chapter 11. And let's start that at verse 1.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether.
Right. And we had a question about when it comes down to our people having to be, to leave America, how is this going to happen? Same way it happened the first time. What he said? After that, he going to thrust you out. So in other words, Yahweh is going to make some moves to where them people going to say, all y'all get the hell on. Every last one of them. I don't want to see a black dog, a black cat, a black car. You know what? Put your black pickup truck on the boat. Get Get the hell out of here. That's so. But see, what is Yahweh doing? He's making sure he's taking away our opportunity, because if we get a chance to make, we ain't never gonna leave. This whole place can be on fire. It can have purple, green, yellow smoke, every kind of smoke coming out of it.
And we'll say, well, we can probably fix it.
Bro, that's nuclear. That's a mushroom cloud that just came up over there.
We can probably fix it. We built everything else.
So he gonna have to make us leave. Let's just go ahead and get that understood. You know, there wouldn't be no, soft talking to us. There won't be no Israel. You should come out of her. No. It's gonna be aggressive, because we are strong and aggressive people. And here's the problem with being strong and aggressive. He has to come at you as you are. So you can come at a soft violinist with just a tad bit harder violin. Boom, boom. All right, they move. But when you dealing with some bass drum fools, I'm talking about we like the trunk to go. Hey, that's how he got to come at you. Because that's the only thing gonna make you move. You ain't moving with no dude playing no harp. What the hell is he doing?
Right.
Hey, y'all, who buddy? Who buddy over there with the harp? We ain't moving with that. You gonna have to come with it if you're gonna make us. And he already know I'm gonna have to come with it, because I know my people, and he's gonna have to do something to make us move according to our strength. The same thing that make a cat move don't make a lion move. Now understand something. They may be in the same family, but you damn well better know the difference when you running up on one. You damn well better know the difference between that kitty cat and that lion. Keep reading.
Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold.
Now, this is how you know when Yahweh saying, all right, we done. Look, go ahead and get your money. So everybody keep asking about reparations on your way out. Because if not, we're going to spend all the money right back here. We're going to have the diamond shoes. We can't even walk in them. You know what I'm saying? Brother going to put all gold paper clips on his office desk. Bro, what you did with the gold paper clip? What is wrong with you? We're going to turn around and give the money right back. I mean, historically, this is what we do now. So if we have a whole lot here, we're gonna spend it right here. So honestly, giving us reparations would only boost the American economy, because we turn around and put it all right back in it. Keep reading.
And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover,
Wait. I don't think y'all understand what's going on right here. Okay. Now these are slaves, and all right, okay. The one thing a slave does not have is collateral.
right.
Okay. Yahweh just made slaves be able to borrow something, but only on their final way out. Now, this is the only time you get good credit. All right, this is the only time Credit Karma work for you. Right here. And this is really Credit Karma. This is the karma of what they done to us, done gave us credit. Damn it, that's Credit Karma. You understand? I don't give a damn about the app. I'm telling you this Credit Karma right here. Because of what we've gone through, all of a sudden, now we got credit. Now, give them favor. Favor? Favor is the one thing they have never had. Go ahead.
And when you look at it, he brought a plague on Pharaoh in verse 1. And Pharaoh is the one, he giving you favor. Yahweh gave you favor through the Egyptians.
Right. Through stepping on them,
Yeah.
you've been elevated. But see, the main question was about collective punishment. This whole thing was about dealing with Pharaoh. But you do understand the Egyptians getting dealt with too, right? See, this is the way that people like to deal with collective punishment, but what they don't want to deal with is why. Okay, when you deal with these Egyptians have a better life because of the toil of these free labor. They have better housing, they have better medical, they have better everything because of the free labor. The same situation here in America. Okay, these people have a better life. Why? Because of everything that was built with the free labor. Now you have corporations and all of these other conglomerates that were built with this free labor. That means those people are not innocent. No, you got inheritance. You got inheritance from the things. And it's interesting that people want to say, no, this is collective punishment. Now, yeah, collective because you collected what your dad stole. That's how it's collective. You have passed it down from generation to generation to generation. And all of those people are still rich. So don't tell me how it does not pertain unto you when you have 5 luxury cars but don't have a job. How you get that? Now keep going back. Well, I inherited. All right, well, where he get it from? Okay, now where he get it from? Okay, now where he get it from? Now you end up with us. And you don't think that each one of those generations of people that was taken from and each one of them had to suffer? You don't think that there's going to be some kind of retribution for that? You think that somebody can have something stole from them and all of their generations after that are raised poor, but you only but only your great granddaddy has to pay the price. But he passed down the money. He didn't set the money on fire when he died. He passed it down to you. So what does that mean? All of those individuals are in the possession of stolen property. Every last one of them. So people have inherited stolen property. And somehow the thought process has been changed to say that we are innocent because we didn't steal it. Man, wait a minute. They go downtown. They got charges, what they call being in possession of stolen property. That's a crime. You didn't have to be the one who stole it, but you are in possession of stolen property. You get a charge for that. You got to go downtown for that. You don't just get to say, I didn't steal it.
What's possession? What's possession?
Hey.
9-10?
Possession.
Possession.
You possess something stolen. How would if they catch you in a stolen car? But let me tell you something, officer.
Yep.
Let me tell you something right now.
9-10.
This car was handed down to me from my brother Pookie.
Right.
Now, Pookie did steal it, all right? But I myself, not me per se,
Right.
as an individual, I didn't steal it. Guess where you going? Downtown. Because you're in possession of stolen property. All of a sudden, now people want to change that and make it something different. It is not something different. Priest Kish, you had a question there. I got you coming too.
Sometimes people will look at the fact that maybe my family isn't wealthy in this country, right? Mm-hmm. But like you say, you've inherited favor. And with that favor, privileges have come by. Because you got to think about the Egyptian who Moshe killed. They didn't say he was of any upper echelon, but he still felt comfortable enough to beat on an Israelite.
Right. He sure did. He felt like it was, his duty to be able to put this Israelite down as if it was nothing, and that's a very good point, that after so long, privilege turns into expectation. Mm-hmm. Privilege doesn't remain privilege forever. After a point, and it's just like if you give somebody something, this is where being a wonderful provider can work opposite against you at some point. That you just keep providing, and at some point,
Folk just look back and say, no, this I expect such and such. I ain't got to do nothing for. I just expect that good things gonna happen to me. This is, what happened. So this privilege over time turned into expectation, and now they just expect some things. And that expectation is built on the backs of other individuals. Go ahead, brother. You had something? Did you have something, bro? Okay. All right, keep going, man.
Moreover, the man Moshe was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. Verse 4, and Moshe said, thus says Yahweh, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Now remember it was Pharaoh that has enslaved his people. Now he has the opportunity to completely isolate Pharaoh. He has the opportunity to just deal with Pharaoh and Pharaoh's house. He can deal with Pharaoh. He can deal with Pharaoh's brother. He can deal with Pharaoh's nephews. He can deal with Pharaoh's little cousin Pharaoh. He can deal with all his family and not touch another soul. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die.
Wait a minute. He did not say all the firstborn in Pharaoh's house. He didn't say all the firstborn who live over there in Pharaoh neighborhood. You know, that neighborhood where the Pharaohs live. All the firstborn over there are gonna die. Wait a minute. He said all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Now why? Why? If there's no such thing as any sort of collective punishment, so now you got to deal with what would be the reason. Look at all of the stuff that they have been able to do. You got to understand, when the Hebrews are building these monuments, who get to enjoy those monuments? You understand that they're building monuments that they can't go in. How many big, pretty slave houses our people built that they could never go in? They built it. They can tell you where the room's at. How you know where the room's at? I went in there one time. The man, I ain't never seen you go in there. I went in there when we was building it. But once that house is finished, they'll never be able to go in that house. Go ahead.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sits upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that
Wait a minute. When he said firstborn, he meant firstborn. All right? He said the firstborn of Pharaoh that sits on the throne, even unto the firstborn of the maid servant that is behind the mill. Wait a minute, he go farther than that. What's the last part?
and all the firstborn of beasts.
Now wait a minute, man. Who even know the firstborn of Scruffy? Who in the hell even know which one of these dogs is Scruffy's firstborn? Wow, he out of here. The dog?
Yep.
Yahweh, you killed the dog. Wait a minute. If something is wrong here, tell Yahweh. Because he obviously seen not only did you enjoy it, your animals enjoyed. Hold on, man. Hold on. We got animals that live better than us. Mm-hmm. They got animals got more rights than some of us have. They'll run past a brother drowning and go get the dog out the water. I seen you, Scruffy. I came right to you, but I had to pass that Negro. What? We've looked at people who have done some serious crime, and then you look at people who did something with some dogs, and they end up in prison. Wait. So the rapist didn't go to prison, but the dude fighting dogs did? What? But here go Yahweh. Even the firstborn of your beast gonna suffer. You know how old I was before I realized that they actually made dog food? Mm-hmm. Damn it, that's a privileged dog. I go through, I'm just walking, I was like, hey mama, that thing said dog food. Yeah, man, it was dog food. I thought the dog food was whatever the hell we didn't eat. Whatever the hell we didn't eat, that was the dog food. You mean to tell me? Now, then when you get to up to do people, they got those fine animals with the papers. Now they got a totally different food that goes with these dogs. So you may look at this and say, man, Yahweh is being unfair. Wait a minute. What do you think qualified that animal to eat that good? How you think he ate that good? He ate that good because of the sins that were committed by its owner. Oh, it's got to pay the toll too. Scruffy got to pay too. They no, come on. They don't need a wine in there. Nah, he got to pay the tax too. What you been eating? The blue buffalo? What you do? What is that? Eating blue? What the hell is that? It's real chicken and meat in there. Oh no. You gotta pay it. You gotta pay it too. Go ahead, brother.
You know, the funny part about we on the dog subject. The dog don't speak English like we do. We communicate with each other. The dog don't have to ask for no place to live. We had the mayor's office crying about our taxes. The dog don't have to ask for you for nothing to eat. You just feed it. You feed it because you know the dog is hungry. Right. But we got to go through it. We got homeless people on every corner right here, and they asking for food, and we walk right past them.
Right.
You talking about privilege?
Right.
Of a beast.
Check that out. The dog is more privileged. But see, when you don't look at it in that manner, man, it seems like Yahweh just being hard right here. Yeah. It seems like he gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, first time I read it, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I was like, hey man, this God in the New Testament, he hardcore, bro. He punishing goats. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, what the hell did the goat do? I was like, come here, cow. And then why you, Yahweh, come on. It's a cow. But it's an Egyptian cow. Oh, Yahweh, come on, don't do it like that. No, but that cow ate good. That cow ate better than some of them people. Them people got several days in between their meal. That cow did. So some of that, it really does matter how you look at it. And if people have told you how to look at it, then the way in which you're perceiving it is going to be different. Okay? I think we got all.
We stop at 6.
Keep going.
And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall there be like it anymore. Mm-hmm. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Wait a minute. He gonna make the animals respect. Wait a minute. First, they called them, here, to disrespect you, they call a man a boy. He said, oh, no. Their animals, understand, their animals was trained to attack us. Remember that the same thing that they have, and they had the police dogs, understand that? They had them same dogs during civil rights, them same dogs was attacking us. He said, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. The dog gonna know, don't bark at him. That's Israelite. You better not bark at him. Don't bark at him. Now, why would he make the dog respect you? Now, what? Come on now. What? Yahweh made the dog pay the toll. The dog has to lose its firstborn. The dog will not be allowed to bark at you. Something done been committed here. And when Yahweh come through, he take care of everything involved. Can we see that in the garden? Mm-hmm. Everybody went to blaming the other person. well, it was this woman. I was fine till you gave me her. I was lonely, but I was all right. And then you gave me her, and then she came in, told me to bite the stuff, and I knew it was wrong, but you made her. You know what she looked like.
Done deal.
I lost all my strength when I saw her.
Okay. Now, what happened come to you? Hey, what you do? I was fine until the serpent beguiled at me. Everybody putting it on somebody else. But what does Yahweh do? Everybody involved got a piece. He comes in and gets everything. So when it comes down to this judgment that has to be dealt with, don't think that he's going to leave any stone unturned. He's going to take care of that business. He knows who has done what. He knows who faking. He knows who hid slaves in their basement to free them. Let me tell you something. Those people got a legacy, and it might be confusing to where death comes to one house and jumps over that house and go to another. And people going to be like, well, why? Sarah died, but Tom didn't. Wait a minute. Tom might be the descendant of the people that were hiding people in the basement. Mm-hmm. See, we think it's just so happened to, no. He gets everybody who's involved. And he knows the level of your involvement. Go ahead, Mother, you have something?
And that's the whole point of the matter. Even though, we talk about them not being directly responsible for what their forefathers did, but they have not learned any lessons from their past. If they really understood what took place and fought against it, they would have been fighting. There's very few people that come up and take up for black people or, pass some laws that will, kind of even the playing field. But they just basically keep going with the status quo the way it is.
Right.
And so you become a participant.
Right. And that's all you have to do to become a participant is keep going. What happened when they send you the new cell phone plan?
This is the very new, the T-Mobile just came out with this plan, it's new plan.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. You know you don't have to call T-Mobile and tell them, you know what, I agree. You know how you agree? You use that damn phone, right? Well, you agree. There it is. Welcome to the new T-Mobile plan. But I don't remember agreeing to this plan. Did you pick up the phone? Your phone rung on Saturday. Remember your phone rung? Did you answer? Well, you agreed. You agreed. Okay. There has to be a action to disagree. You ain't got to do nothing to agree. Just keep going the way everything is going and you agree. You got to step out of line to disagree. So it's real easy for Yahweh to figure out who to do what to. Keep reading.
Against man or beast, that you may know how that Yahweh does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Uh-huh.
And all these.
Now, why would he have to say that he puts a difference between Egyptians and Israel? Now, check it out now. You have Joseph who, when he goes down amongst the Egyptians, his own brethren don't know that he is not Egyptian. They think he's an Israelite. I ain't seen nobody that can confuse the people in Israel for the people in Egypt at all. Not even a little bit. Maybe it was all that cold air in Europe that changed them. Something happened. How is it you cannot confuse them at all? Yet their own brothers couldn't tell that he was not an Egyptian. Yet, and then here comes Yahweh. How I do put a difference between, wait a minute. They'll tell you all black people the same. Yahweh's, no, they ain't. He said, no, I can tell you the difference between Egypt and Israel. Oh, I put a difference in between them. Go ahead.
And all these your servants shall come down unto you, and bow down themselves unto
Unto me. Go ahead.
saying, get you out, and all the people that follow you, and after that I will go out. Mm-hmm. And he went out from Pharaoh in great anger.
Right. Yahweh has to force this action. And just as he forced the action then, he's going to have to force the action again. The children of Israel, we done built too much here. And the more you put something, put something into something, the harder it is for you to walk away from it, even when you know that it is absolute garbage and trash. You keep looking at that same garbage and trash, but that's my old cup. I put that trash there. It's a pile of trash. But when we done put something into it, it's hard for us to turn around. It's hard for us to turn around and walk away from that. So we're going to have some problems there when it comes down to that. But being that this was put out there, I want to go into something. Me and the brothers went over some things, and another aspect of it kind of came through. So when we're discussing these certain things, especially when it comes down to collective punishment, I want to go into some of the things that me and the brothers ended up going over when we got together. Now, part of these was some articles, and it was on dealing with interest and why at a whole nother level of this is there, because of the so-called collective punishment that's happening, and whether it's right, whether it's wrong, blah blah blah. Okay, this says the Old Testament has clear injunctions prohibiting usury, which is interest, which carried through to Christianity. Nevertheless, Judaism was able to avoid these rulings via what has become known as the deuteronomic double standard. And we're going to read what they're talking about. And by developing profit sharing via partnerships. Now, this is all financial things that are connected to Judaism. So when you talk about hedge funds, they put all their money together and go and buy everything. Okay? So, and this is connected to Judaism. And we're talking about during early Christianity. This latter path is the recommended approach in Islam, and the authors consider the Persian Arab scholar Ravi's 5 reasons for prohibiting riba. Christianity was, if anything, even more strongly opposed to usury or interest, and the authors set out 10 justifications that have been offered for its opposition. All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 22, because we're going to read these. But what's going to be interesting is looking at how it pertains to the path of the children of Israel. This part is quite interesting. Exodus 22 and read verse 25.
If you lend money to any of my people that is poor by you, you shall not be to him as a usurer, neither shall you lay upon him usury.
Now, usury is interest. You may not charge interest. So if you lend to any of my people, so these are the statutes that are being given unto the children of Israel concerning how we deal with one another. Okay? So the next verse says, if you at all take your neighbor's raiment to pledge, if you pledge something, then that's collateral. Now, think back to the children of Israel coming back, what we just read, coming out. It says they were given favor and they lent such things, or they borrowed of them. Now, they had no pledge, meaning they had no collateral. They didn't even have to offer collateral. Yahweh's power was their collateral. See, when somebody see how strong your daddy is and that your daddy on your side, all of a sudden you got collateral. And people say, you can't afford this. Your daddy knock off half of the building, they say, you want the blue one or the black one?
You want to, you know, first of all, I didn't know your daddy was. I didn't know your daddy was Yahweh. I didn't know. You should look at the other one. It's got the leather seats.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, I got favor. That's what happens here. So if you at all take your neighbor's raiment to pledge, you shall deliver it unto him. By that the sun goes down. For that is his covering only. It is his raiment for his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass when he cries unto me that I will hear him, for I am gracious. Okay, so we're getting instructions on how to deal with our people. All right, now let's go to Leviticus chapter 25. Leviticus 25. And I want you to start it at verse 35.
And if your brother be waxing poor and fallen in decay with you, then you shall relieve him. Yea, you should be,
Yea.
though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with you. Take you no interest of him.
Take no interest of him. Go ahead.
Or increase. But fear your Elohim, that your brother may live with you. You shall not give him your money upon interest, nor lend him your victuals for increase.
You shall not give him your money upon usury or interest, nor lend him your victuals for increase. We are not allowed to make merchandise of one another. Okay, but now understand, now you have, every time we get punished, Yahweh pulls us out of the land and puts somebody else in it. Guess what happened? All those people are learning your culture. Everybody we visited learned our culture. So now you have the understanding of your culture and then the removal of you. Oh, that's a dangerous equation right there. Wait a minute. So I know everything about his house and now he got put out of it and it's empty. Go ahead.
I am Yahweh your Elohim, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your Elohim.
Okay. I am Yahweh your Elohim, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan. So understand, there were the suffering that the children of Israel went through in Egypt. Then all of these writings are given unto them. So none of the suffering in Egypt can be attributed to the prophecy of curses that Yahweh gives the children of Israel. You can't go in reverse and say, I already did that. No. That's not how that works. All right. Now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 23. Deuteronomy 23, and we're going to start at verse 19. Now, if you notice, each one of the previous writings said, if your brother be poor. Each one of them. All right, now pay attention how this one is written. Deuteronomy, and started at verse 19.
You shall not lend upon interest to your brother.
Wait a minute. He ain't say your poor brother.
Nope.
He ain't say your poor brother. Now you understand what's happening. Now, why did they even reference, they said the deuteronomic double standard. Okay, so they're going, when you look at how these people do what they do, they use our heritage and culture and set up all of their businesses, set up everything on it, and we are being used with our own culture. So you shall not lend upon usury to your brother. Go ahead.
Interest of money, interest of victuals, interest of anything that is lent upon interest.
Anything. Oh, he just put the law down when it come down to how we deal financially with one another. All right, keep reading.
Unto a stranger you may lend upon interest.
So now, this is where they said it's the double standard. Okay?
So, you may lend to a stranger. All right? Keep going.
But unto your brother you shall not lend upon interest, that Yahweh your Elohim may be blessed, may bless you in all that you set your hand to in the land, whether you go to possess it.
Now, okay, part of the blessing is going to be, all right, if you are blessed, then you're going to have a certain financial status that you can do these things if you don't step on the covenants and all of the statutes that were given unto you. If not, then you're going to have an issue with this. This is where it starts to get interesting. So, as Christianity was accepted, these new individuals said, well, hey, we're going to make certain things illegal. So I want to read this to you. It says, Charlemagne, between 800 and 814, readily made use of the Roman Catholic Church for the purpose of infusing coherence into the loosely joined parts of his extensive empire. Listen closely. It wasn't that he was a real Catholic. He readily made use of it. This is why Christianity has all of these different worship practices in it. Like, people don't understand. Christmas is one God. Valentine's another God. New Year's Day, we don't even think, that's a God. Janus is the two-headed God that looks into the past and the future. That's why at midnight, they tell you to turn and look at the back of the church. They count down and tell you to turn around. You just worship the two-headed God, Janus. All of this is infused in the Christian church. All right? But those are different gods. Now, when you understand that each one of those was a different God from a different place that the Gentiles conquered, they needed to find a way to keep their kingdom that they conquered together. And Christianity provided the greatest cover, because within inside of it, you can infuse all the different worship practices and make them think that it's the same religion. So everybody that they conquered had a day and a God that they worshiped. They then grabbed hold of the new thing called Christianity and then put all the gods in it. So then when you get to reading and you run into this great whore, Babylon, why do you think he called her whore? Oh, she serves everybody. I mean, what else can you call somebody who serves everybody? I thought it was me. No, it wasn't you. She serves everybody. He says this is a whore. Every last one of the gods are worshipped in that. And we think that, oh, this is so pure. Oh, we're doing it for the kids. Right. So this is quite interesting. So he readily made use of it. Okay. It says he employed Jews for diplomatic purposes, sending, for instance, a Jew as an interpreter and guide with his embassy to Harun al-Rashid. Yet even then, a gradual change occurred in the lives of Jews. Now understand, because of our constant getting in trouble with Yahweh, you have to understand, Yahweh says his people were made to be his servants. So you're either going to serve Yahweh or you're going to serve the nations. And people would ask, why do we have to be slaves? Because that's what you were created for. You are going to serve the purpose for which you were created. You are created to serve. Now, you're either going to serve over here or you're going to serve over there. But I tell you, you're going to serve. Okay, so we go, it says the church forbade Christians to be usurers. Now, this Roman Catholic Church, all right? So, and people say, I'm a Christian. What do they got to do with me? All churches came out. If you are a Christian, all Christian churches come out of Roman Catholicism, all right? That's why they're called Protestants. They protested against some part of the Roman Catholic Church. Most people have a denomination, but they don't know what their denomination protested.
They say, you know, I'm Episcopal.
All right, you said it with your chest.
Right.
You said it with your chest.
Right.
Okay, now, tell me what does that mean? What did your group protest?
You got, I'm a Baptist. I'm this.
Well, wait a minute. All right, so what? Tell me what that means.
What?
You don't know, do you? You don't even know what you protested in. Every last denomination of Christianity protested against something in the Catholic Church. And that is how they pulled away. Now you have organizations, and the leader of the organization probably don't even know what the hell they protested against. They don't even know how they got. You got these people called Baptists, right?
People say, well, that's because they baptized.
Hell, the Episcopal just baptized. Hell, that Methodist just baptized. So what is he, a Methodist baptizer? Is he a Methodist Baptist? What about the other one? Is he a Methodist Episcopalian Baptist? What the hell we got going on here?
Cat dogs.
Come on, what we got? Don't nobody know. But everybody want to have you explain what you do. And none of them can explain what they do. None of them. I'm talking Deacon Peabody been there 22 years. He don't know. Right. Okay. All right. So the church forbade Christians to be usurers or to collect interest. So the Jews secured the remunerative monopoly of money lending. Hold on. So it is historically proven that Jewish individuals were given the right to charge interest. Now, this is secular history. This is Charlemagne between 800 and 814. And go search on it on the internet. Look wherever you got to look. This is proven history. Now, if you were to say that a certain group of people run finance, they would say it's an anti-Semitic trope. I'm going to need you to tell my history book that it is an anti-Semitic trope, because Britannica says that this was given unto. Now, imagine the many hundreds of year head start that these individuals have on finance. When the Roman Catholic Church said it's illegal to charge interest, and then one group of people can. So now that one group of people start to be the bankers. So is it that anybody is saying that, you know, this group of people is this or is that? History said this is how it happened. All the way to the point where when President Bush was getting ready to enact his finance plan, he said, I can't right now because it's a you wish holiday. What was he telling you? The people that control the money weren't working that day. That fits in line with what my history book say. That fits in line. All right. So it says, this decree caused a mixed reaction of people in general in the Carolingian Empire, including Germany. To the Jews, Jewish people were sought everywhere as well as avoided. There's one other thing I want to go in here. It says the legal and civic status of the Jews underwent a transformation under the Holy Roman Empire. Jewish people found a certain degree of protection with the Holy Roman Empire, who claimed the right of possession and protection of all the Jews of the empire. A justification for this claim was that the Holy Roman Empire was a successor of the Emperor Titus, who was said to have acquired the Jews as his private property. So the Holy Roman Empire believed that they owned the Jews as property. You have to ask yourself why Christians are so quick to agree with anything Israel. You ever wonder about that? Like why is it that to this day people are having so many problems saying, okay, this is wrong. Now they said it was wrong when Russia did it.
They say, oh no, those are crimes against humanity. Yes, it is. Those are war crimes.
Now,
The same thing happened in Israel. They said, well, don't be so hasty to pass judgment.
wait a minute. We got two conflicts going on at the same time. These people did it, it was a war crime. These people did it, and it was not. Okay. Sometimes when you own something and it's yours, it's kind of hard, especially when you think it's yours. It's hard for you to pass judgment on that. And all you got to do is watch us and how we deal with our kids. It's hard for us to deal on that level. Now, understanding that if this happened in 800, you got to look at how long we're talking about. This monopoly of handling money has grown very, very far before the Catholics realized, all right, we got to jump out of this because these individuals are owning everything. Okay, now we got to get into something. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 28, because according to Yahweh, that would never be possible for the true Jew. It would never be possible. So owning the finance, and we've shown that this is, look it up, Charlemagne and interest. It's going to come up. So Deuteronomy 28, I want you to start at verse 1. And these are all the things that Yahweh said was blessings for obedience. Now, you can only have these if you never got kicked out of the land. All right. The state of Israel was founded in 1947, 1948, whatever the official time given. Okay. Blessings for obedience. The only way to have this is if you were obedient. All right. Start at verse 1.
And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command you this day, that Yahweh your Elohim will set you on high above all nations of the earth.
Now you got to do right to get this. Now you can't do wrong and still have this. So this is where we don't read all the lines of a contract. We want to look and say, well, if these people are high above everybody else and they getting all the things, they must be the people. Wait a minute, wait, but you have to be obedient and then get this. You can't be disobedient and then, steal all this and then say this what makes you, them people. Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on you and overtake you.
Wait a minute. Blessings shall overtake you. That mean your cup runneth over. You just like, I can't even hold no more. I can't. I tried to get a bigger bucket, but I couldn't hold it. I couldn't carry it. I just go ahead.
If you shall hearken unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim.
But you got to listen to him though. Your cup not gonna run us over, and you can't listen. Go ahead.
Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, and the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep.
The more you understand about this, the more you understand why people need to read another book. Go ahead.
Blessed shall be your basket and your store.
Wait a minute, your basket and your store, you got business. And it's going well. But you have to listen before this happened to you. Go ahead.
Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. Yahweh shall cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahweh shall command the blessings upon you in your storehouses and in all you set your hand unto, And he shall bless you in the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives you. Yahweh shall establish you an holy people unto himself, as he sworn unto you, if you shall keep the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of Yah, and they shall be afraid of you. And Yahweh shall make you plenteous in goods, in the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your cattle, and the fruit of the ground.
I'm talking about he just gonna make you a good in all things if you listen. Keep reading.
In the land which Yahweh swear unto your fathers to give you. Yahweh shall open unto you his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto your land in his season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend unto many nations.
Wait a minute, wait. You shall lend unto many nations. Now, the only way you get to be the lender is if you follow. Now, hold on. The land wasn't made a state until 1948. But you was in charge of finance in 1800.
That's something I had now.
I'm just reading this. I didn't make it now. I didn't make it now. Yahweh said, you shall lend to the people, but only if you were obedient. Now, how do you get to be in charge of lending that long before you was even put in the land? How is that possible? Keep reading.
Yahweh shall open unto you his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto your land in the season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend unto many nations, and you shall not borrow.
Wait a minute. He said that if you do what I'm telling you, you're going to be the banker. You're going to lend unto other nations. Okay, now this is starting to get interesting now. Because how does one acquire all of these things so early? 800? You have any idea how long it? It's 2024.
Yeah.
You know, y'all do the math. Go ahead.
And Yahweh shall make you the head and not the tail. And you shall be above only, and you shall not be beneath.
You shall not be beneath, but only if you listen. Go ahead.
If that you hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh.
That's what
Elohim,
hearken means, by the way. Listen. Go ahead.
which I command you this day to observe and to do them. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Verse 15.
All right, now hold your place right there. Hold your place right there. We coming back. I want you to go because at some point you have to ask yourself, well, wait a minute now. You know, we have a difference in time and possession. We have a difference of whole thought process here, and we have to figure out where this comes from. So let's go to Matthew chapter 4, because if Yahweh didn't give you this stuff, you have to ask yourself, because to get the stuff from Yahweh, you have to listen. And just the fact that there was no state of Israel until 1948, we can pretty much conclude that there was no listening until 1948. But there was already finance and being in control of finance at 800. So we have to then ask ourselves, okay, how are these things possible? Matthew chapter 4 and start at verse 1.
Then was Yahshua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if you be the son of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Elohim.
So the adversary definitely wants to confuse the word. Interesting. So the adversary understands the word, and he's taking the word and he's putting it in one context, and Yahshua is taking the word and putting it back in the correct context. Go ahead.
Then, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Then the devil takes him up into the holy city and sets him on the pinnacle of the temple and says unto him, If you be the son of Elohim, cast yourself down, for it is written, He shall give his angel charge concerning you, and in their hands they shall bear you up, lest at any time you dash your foot against a stone.
Understand something? How can the adversary of the devil quote the book if he don't know it? He's telling him not only just what's in the book, he's telling him what's in the book concerning him. Now that's what you're talking about. So I need for some thought here to happen. The enemy knows what's written so deep that it can question you in something that's actually about you. I need to let that marinate just for a second. I'll let that marinate. Let that simmer for a second. He know it so good that he question you about the stuff that's written about you. What do y'all think is happening to us? Keep reading.
Yeshua said unto him, It is written again, You shall not tempt Yahweh your Elohim.
Now look here. Now, I don't know what y'all thought y'all be seeing on the internet and what y'all seeing with these people on the corner store. But let me tell you something. This battle script right here.
Yep.
Oh, this battle script right here. Oh, this battle script right here. Because one of them saying one thing and he said, and it's written again. Hey, bro, come on, bro. Oh, it also say this. Oh, this battle script right here. Go ahead.
Again, the devil takes him up into an exceeding high mountain and shows him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give you.
Wait a minute. Now here comes an entity who has the power to bless. He says, all these things will I give to you. Go ahead.
If you will fall down and worship me.
Wait a minute. See, now we got a different bank just came in. Now, Yahweh told us, but we know about the bank of Yahweh.
Right.
We know what we got to do to receive things from the bank of Yahweh. Well, wait a minute. It looked like a new bank just entered into town. And this bank don't require any good whatsoever. All this bank says, if you fall down and worship me, it didn't say follow me. It didn't say obey me. It didn't say anything about obedience. It only said worship. Just worship me and you're going to get blessed. You're going to get paid. Now, wait a minute. So now we have two different bankers here. You got the bank of Yahweh and you got the bank of Lucifer. So when you start looking at, man, I'm looking at your account, boy, and that thing is 000 on swole. But then when you look at the actions and you say, well, there's some strange actions the way that, you handle things. I know where you bank at. I know where you bank at. You bank with Lucifer. I see the return on your investments. I can tell. I see what you be doing, and I see what you be getting. So I know who you bank with. Okay. Keep reading.
Then said Yeshua unto him, Get you hence, Satan, for it is written.
In other words, I don't want your money. Your bank can't give me nothing. If I got to do right and get it slow from Yahweh, then that's what I got to do. I got to do right and get it slow. Put me on that team. You can't give me nothing. I ain't interested in what you can give me. I don't care how rich and how famous you can make me. I don't want none of that. That's what it done did say. Go ahead.
You shall worship Yahweh your Elohim, and him only shall you serve.
All right, now let's go back to Deuteronomy, because if somebody got these things, all right, now you got two different, two opposite end of the spectrum. All right, you have the receiving of goods,
but not the doing of the commandments. Now, when we don't do the commandments, Yahweh said point blank, I'm gonna take from you. So now let's go and Deuteronomy 28, and let's start where we at, 15 or 16? 15. All right, go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you.
So just pause for a second. All right. Let's say that this is not us. Everybody want to say, okay, they want to argue about who these people are. Okay. It shall come to pass. This is Deuteronomy, is the Torah. All right. This is the basis of Judaism. Okay. If you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which command you to this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So if we deal with that, and let's just say, okay, it was time and the land, Yahweh said, okay, I'm going to give the land back to this people. Let's say that it maybe it was theirs. If we go behind 1948, we should be able to see everything that we're about to read before 1948. If he returned his people in 1948, everything that we're about to read, you should be able to find in their history. Now, we already have a problem because we have bank control at 800. We have a serious problem right there, because none of that should have existed until you were doing what you were supposed to do. So there may be temporary things, but when you talk about from 800 till now, that is an enormous amount of time. And to still have it. Okay, so go ahead and then start reading.
Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field.
Wait a minute, that is the exact opposite of the blessing part. The beginning of the blessing was saying that you're going to be blessed in all of these. So any people who are designated as the children of Israel have to have this in their past, no matter who they are. I don't care if they're supposed to be white. I don't care if they're supposed to be black. I don't care if they're supposed to be light skinned. I don't care if they're supposed to be dark skinned. I don't care if they're supposed to be tall. They're supposed to be short. I don't care if they're supposed to be green, orange, purple, and blue diamond midgets. They're supposed to have this in their history. Why? Because he is telling you what they are going to go through in the future. So we're talking about prophecy here. So because it's prophecy then, it should be passed now. Okay, read.
Cursed shall be your basket and your store.
All right, now if you can't find any of that in your history, you might not be these people. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. Yahweh shall send upon you cursings, vexations, and rebuke, in all that you set your hand unto for to do, until you be destroyed, and until you perish quickly, because of your wickedness of your doing, because of the wickedness of your doing, whereby you have forsaken me.
Whereby you have forsaken me. See, Yahweh is all about taking care of his relationship with the children of Israel. See, if you don't have or cultivate the relationship between you and him, then y'all gonna have some problems. And we don't cultivate our relationships, but then be like surprised when we have problems. Like, did you water your garden?
No, I ain't water. I don't understand why everything over here is so dry though.
You didn't cultivate your relationship. What did you put? Did you put any seed in it? Did you, I mean, even the word said plants grow better when there's some kind of music playing. Like, did you try to like help at all or cultivate any growth in your garden? But then you get upset that it didn't produce for you? Go ahead.
Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto you, until you have consumed you from off the land, whether you go to possess it. Yahweh shall smite you with a consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation.
Now, you have to pay attention that the blessings was a very short part of this chapter. The next part is he getting into it. Now, a lot of times people will see this and instead of saying, okay, I have the opportunity to attain all of these great things, all I have to do is walk the way that I'm supposed to walk. But you know what we'll hear? When we start hearing the curses, oh, it's gloom and doom. I ain't gonna be able to, I might as well just ball out till I fall out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you hearing? Why? But see, let me tell you why we hear that. Because we're negatively influenced. I know that because it happens with me. You're negatively influenced, so you hear the negative first. Wait a minute. All the other stuff was telling you what you would receive in walking. What we're going to do is hear the negative part and attach that only. Keep reading.
And with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. And your heaven that is over your head shall be brass, and the earth that is underneath you shall be iron.
You talking about a hard working situation. I mean, we say stuff like this and don't even know.
Man, I'm in between a rock and a hard place.
What you think he just said? What's that? Ain't that one of them places moving?
Man, I got this problem over here on the left. I got this problem over here on the right. Now one of the problems moving, man. I just keep getting good.
Right. We've been describing the book the whole time. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall make the rain of your land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon you until you be destroyed. And Yahweh shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
So, we should never have been able to find the ancient Israelites in one place ever, according to Yahweh, because this is the prophecy of the punishment. This is prophetic punishment, and we already know that Israel did not do what they were supposed to do because of the great scattering that happened to Israel. So if when you deal with it, even the Roman Catholic Church grabs hold to that. When they say Titus is who came in for them and stumped out the land of Israel and scattered, the true children of Israel. So now they will refer to the actual historical action, but then still want you to believe that somehow all those people ended up in one place. The Roman Catholic Church says we own these people because we are the descendants of Titus, and Titus went in and destroyed Jerusalem down to the bedrock. So how all of them in one place? Right. Read.
And your carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth.
It's interesting that their own secular history does not, and Yahweh's word does not agree with the story. It does not agree. And if it don't fit, you must have quit. Go ahead.
And unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
Wait a minute. Where you at?
At 26.
26. And your carcasses shall be meat unto all fowls of the air. All right? When they hung our people, they left them on those trees, and then the birds came and plucked at their flesh. This is why we have the song called Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday. So we should be able to find that in anybody's history who says they are Israel. Okay, keep reading.
Yahweh will smite you with the botch of Egypt, and with emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof you cannot be healed.
Have you ever paid attention to any of the ailments when they're talking about all of the sickness
how is it that we happen to be at the top of all the lists? Whatever it is, we're at the top of it. But that should be, whoever says that they're Israel, this should be actually describing those people. That's the beauty of a prophetic writing that is given beforehand. Prophecy means before. It is foretold. So Yahweh was so bold and so powerful that he proclaimed what would befall his people before it happened. So we should be able to look in the rearview mirror of true Israelites and find these occurrences. But just as we read and we look at what's here, we also have to pay attention to what's not here. If Yahweh says, I tell you the end before the beginning, he cannot say that he is that one. But the most tumultuous thing that has happened to you is not in the book. The most tumultuous thing that has happened to us is slavery. It's in the book. He's describing us hanging on the tree right now. What you have to think about is what he does not describe. And if the book is dealing with you as a people, how do you leave off the most tumultuous occurrence in your life? Because let me tell you something. The one thing we ain't never gonna omit is the hardest thing that we ever gone through. Let me tell you something. That's like the first thing on. Hey brother, how you doing?
Man, I tell you, my leg hurt, man. I remember that time, man, in '76. I was down there, right?
What, 76? Bro, you just went to 76? The one thing we ain't gonna do is forget the biggest hurt of our life. Let me tell you something. You can do a lot of things, but you ain't never gonna make nobody forget the biggest hurt of their life. You got grown men right now operating their life by a heartbreak they had in the 9th grade. Brother, why you act like that?
You remember that time, Keisha, the one who had the contacts?
Bro, come on, bro. Don't do this. You 42, bro. You still talking about Keisha in the 8th grade? People not going to forget that. How could Yahweh forget it? If people can't forget, how could an Elohim who says that you are engraven upon his hands, your walls are continually before me, how could he forget the most tumultuous thing that you would ever go through? Because he already know it before you went through it. So for him not to mention it means he already forgot it, even though it ain't happened to you yet. How could he forget that? Keep reading.
Yahweh shall smite you with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And you shall grope at noonday, as the blind gropes in darkness. And you shall not prosper in your ways. And you shall be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. You shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Wait a minute. We ought to be able to find that in somebody's history. We know we can find it in ours. So much, in fact, that we just had to make up things as well. You know, it was in Africa. We jumped the broom. So now you got folks saying, yeah, we're gonna get married. We're gonna jump the broom, and to establish that this is husband and wife, right? And then master come right in there after y'all got married. That congratulations. But I'm going in there tonight. But we can't find this in nobody else's history, though. Now, why would he leave all those things out? How can he be the great Elohim that this book proclaims he is, but he keep forgetting all this stuff? How is that possible? Maybe we just looking in the wrong places. Go ahead.
You shall build a house, and you shall not dwell therein.
Wait a minute. Come on now, brother. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. We the kings and queens of building houses that we can't go in. Okay, keep reading.
You shall plant a vineyard, and you shall not gather the grapes thereof.
Martha got a vineyard up there, and but we can't go in Martha's vineyard. Go ahead.
Your ox shall be slain before your eyes, and you shall not eat thereof. Your ass shall be violently taken away from you before your face, and shall not be restored to you.
Now, you gotta look at this, in several different ways. Your ox shall be slain before your eyes, and you shall not eat thereof. Your ass shall be violently taken away from you before your face. Wait a minute. Your ass is what you work with. Wait a minute. That's your car. You know how many people done got their car repossessed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Violently take. Hey, and let me tell you something. The repo man violently take your car. After he take it, he be dancing in the parking lot. And like, hey man, what are you doing? It's a game to them to take your car. And they be sitting there, man, I watched the car get took while I'm in the Walmart parking lot. And they just sitting over there, right? They waiting on the folk to leave. I don't know what they doing. They got slick little things to snatch the car out the parking lot. And they got all kind of little gotcha on the back of the tow truck. So this weird looking tow truck comes up, right? Shoot something up under the car, lift the car up, snatch the car out the parking spot. The wheel's not rolling. The car's just going. I said, what the hell is that? He snatches the thing out, and they moving. But this team go get your car. So they pulling it out, snatch the thing out, straighten it up. Then that part snatch out the way. Then they able to go and jack it up for real. Get it up there, and they gone. Now, they pull first to the other end of the parking lot to get out of that spot. Because, people going to look for their car where they parked at. So he pull over to another part of the parking lot. Then they make all the final connections to get it up. Because that stuff just get it out the way. So basically, they get it out the way, go up the hill, and then they make all the other connections to get it secure. Boom, gone. So here comes somebody out with their groceries and find out your ass has been violently taken away. Right. We still suffering these same things.
Before your face.
Before your face, right. With the Walmart bag still in your hand. Go ahead.
And shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given unto your enemies, and you shall have none to rescue them.
Okay.
Your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people.
Anybody who say that they are the children of Israel should be able to find in their history where their sons and their daughters were given unto another people. And I'm sorry, if the Torah says this is a clear indication of who these people are. You cannot tell me that you are these people, but none of these things have happened unto you. And then when the most tumultuous thing has happened to you, he didn't write it down. Go ahead.
And your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in your hand. The fruit of your land and your labors shall a nation which you know not eat up.
Now, wait a minute. Now, if you are just so happen to have control of finance, nobody has the ability to eat up your labor because you are the one doing the lending. All you do is lend yourself more money. Wait a minute. Now we're starting to have a problem because these things can't possibly be put on you if you have ways to circumvent Yahweh's punishment. Yahweh's not going to let his servants have the ability to circumvent his punishment. Go ahead.
And you shall only be oppressed and crushed always. So that you shall be mad for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see.
Right.
People like, sometimes brothers just be angry for no reason at all.
No, they got a reason. Everything around them. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall smite you in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of your foot unto the top of your head.
So understand this.
when it says that Yahweh, your word is health and marrow to my bones, do you understand that just walking in the culture has the ability to affect your physical wellness, your well-being? Because you now have access to some things that you would not ordinarily have access to. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall bring you and your king, which you shall set over you, unto a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. And there shall you serve other gods, wood and stone.
So we know wood is representative of the cross. We know stone is representative of of Islam, because it's just the symbols that they use. So we understand what that is. So the children of Israel, for the most part, are going to be people who have not known their culture and would either be Christians or Muslims. There's a reason why they want to so-called debunk Deuteronomy 28. Whenever somebody tells you that they want to debunk something, I'm telling you it's got some stuff in there that they want out of here. And with this kind of compelling evidence, you understand that you can't keep having your kids read it. Because let me tell you something, who question you the most is them kids. You keep reading this and you tell them, yo, we this. Sooner or later, them kids gonna be like, hey, look here, mama. When we were slaves again, when we got hung on a tree. Because let me tell you something, hanging on trees, we didn't find in Egypt. Because people try to say that the Egyptian captivity was their slavery. All of this is given after Egypt. So all of these things would have to happen after Egypt. None of this happened in the stuff that he's describing. It didn't happen there. So claiming we were slaves in Egypt, it does not fit. You must have quit. It does not fit. So now we have an issue. So does that mean that now anybody who proclaims this truth or proclaim what this is, now those people have to be some kind of racist or they have to be anti something? Why can't I just be pro Elohim? Go ahead.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
African American is a byword.
Among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead you.
Wait a minute. All nations where Yahweh shall lead you. Yahweh is saying once again, he had already said, I'm going to scatter you amongst the nations. Now he said you're going to be a proverb and a byword among all the nations. He has established again that he wasn't going to send you one place. You see, if he sends you one place, you are going to take over that place. I mean, come on, man. They send us to the lunchroom. We take over the cafeteria. Come on, man. He can't just send us to one place. Even with the curse, the blessing still shines through. So he has to limit you. Go ahead.
You shall carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in.
Yeah, hey. Your check was robust at the top. You kept looking. And when you got down to the bottom of your check, weepy. What happened? The check got skinny. Right. Go ahead.
For the locusts shall consume it.
The locusts. Yeah. Them damn locusts. Go ahead.
You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes.
Now, because we focus on the curses because the curses explain who we are. But go back up to verses 1 through 14, and these are the things that we get access to if we walk in the culture. People get it misconstrued. They think that we're focusing on the curses, which means we have no hope. No, verse 1 through 14 is your hope. 15 through 68 is our past because we already didn't move right. But now since we know that, straighten that up, now you get access back to 1 through 14. Go ahead.
for the worm shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your coasts, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil. For your olive shall cast its fruit. You shall beget sons and daughters, but you shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Captivity in slavery and captivity in those jailhouses. Isaiah says, my people are snared in holes and hid in prison houses. Open up them jailhouses and see who you see. Okay, go ahead.
And all the trees and fruit of your land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within you shall get the stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high. And you shall come down very low.
All right, now we about to have a serious problem right here. Read next line.
He shall lend to you.
Wait a minute. He shall lend to you. Go ahead.
And you shall not lend to him.
You shall not lend to him. Go ahead.
He shall be the head.
He shall be the head.
And you shall be the tail.
Wait a minute. How is that going to be possible if you were given the rights of banking and interest from 800 on? How can he possibly punish you in that way if you have charge of the bank? Is Yahweh's hand short that he cannot punish? Has he lost his power? Or maybe we just looking in the wrong direction. How is it possible that he can say this is the exact opposite of what was there in the blessing? So one or two things has to be present here. Even if you say this was you, but you've straightened up. All right, so now you have access to verses 1 through 14. All right, let's hypothetically, let's say that's what it is. But when I look in your past, I need to be able to see verses 15 through 68. Here is where we have the fundamental issue. No matter which one you say you are, I should be able to find you in these passages. And if I can't find you in these passages, there's something wrong. Go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you, and shall pursue you, and overtake you, till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim.
Wait a minute. He lets you know why he is doing this unto you. Okay? He don't make you to guess. And we don't even understand that part that used to happen. And this was the part that I hated like the most, right? When your parents whoop you and they start talking to you.
Oh.
Now, let me tell you something.
Now, you understand what I get? Look, can we just not have a conversation and just give me the whooping? All right? Just give me the whooping and send me to my room. But no. You have to understand why you're getting a whooping. Otherwise, how can you fix it? How can you not do it again? And you know, when we get a whooping, we agree to anything. I ain't gonna do it no more. What you ain't gonna do? Whatever that is. we don't even know what that. We don't even know what we get a whooping for. Just make the damn whooping stop. I agree to anything. Look, I don't. Whatever that is, I do it twice. Just stop. Just put that switch down. No. You need to understand why you're getting a whooping, so that you understand what this punishment is for, thereby giving you the opportunity to reverse this type of response in the future. You can't change something that you don't understand how you got into it. So he says, because you hearken not unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to do what? To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded you. But wait a minute. There was another bank that said you can have access to his funds and all you had to do was worship him. We have two totally different banks, ladies and gentlemen. Which one is your account in? Because he clearly has some statutes about how he runs his bank. That other guy says as long as you say nice stuff about him, as long as you do worship, you ain't good. Now you have to ask yourself, why was the biggest part of Sunday morning called praise and worship? Ain't nobody serving nothing. Ain't nobody obeying nothing. Everybody is just praise and worship. Sing and dance and dance and sing. Sing and dance and dance and sing. Sing and dance and dance and sing. There's some Hebrews that have their whole thing set up like that. They will shema for an hour and 15 minutes. Ain't picked up no book. Ain't talked about no statutes. Right. Don't get it twisted. Hebrews got praise and worship too now. Don't get it twisted. Go ahead, brother. You have something?
Yeah. Earlier you say you're negatively motivated. You know, reading this, it seems like all of Israel is negatively motivated.
Apparently.
Yahweh got to kick all your hind parts for you to do something. But it also goes back to the beginning of this Deuteronomy, because you look at what other people, other nations hearken to or pursue after, and what we lost, right? And yet still they didn't choose this part to prove themselves.
Isn't that amazing?
That is crazy. They go to 1 through 14 to prove that they are.
And all of a sudden, they book fell off.
Right.
Their book fell off after 14. Their book just disintegrated. It was like Inspector Gadget. This message self-destruct. It was like the rest of it just burned up, but not 14.
Yeah.
1 through 14 stayed intact, but everything after that disappeared. I find that utterly interesting.
It's almost like Yahweh made us negatively motivated on purpose. No, yeah. I know we're gonna get you. I know we're gonna whip you right in the shape.
Well, you do have to think about it. I mean, Yahweh says He's going to punish us with removing us, blah blah blah. But hey, He started out, and we were slaves before we was even had even done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, what have we done wrong in Egypt? He just thought, I'm gonna get this party started with a little whooping. Just so everybody can understand our rules. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand who I am. I already know who you are. I created you. Right. But you need to understand who you're dealing with here. So we're just going to start this off with a little light whooping. All right, just a little light one. Just so you understand where the power come from. What we doing here? But I ain't doing nothing wrong. I know you ain't doing nothing wrong. But I need you to understand what's at the end of wrong. This whooping. You got to understand, man, there's certain things that we did, when we was out in school and we watching our friends and they doing some stuff, man, and we like, man, I want to do that. And then the picture of your daddy or your mama just came into your mind all of a sudden, and you was like,
I don't think that's for me.
Right.
What happened? The power of that whooping.
Yeah.
You understand? So sometimes, right before the kids go, they probably need to get a whooping right before y'all going well. Or y'all go out, y'all go skating? Yeah. Oh, y'all line up. Come on here. Oh, y'all line up. No, I want y'all to have a good time.
Right. I
want you to have a really good time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna put no whips where people gonna see. All right, so come on. This what y'all gonna really enjoy yourself, but it's gonna be a limitation. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna see the crazy dude with that switch. Right. He was trying to negatively motivate you. All right? You understand what's at the end of this, right? So don't go down that road. Go ahead, brother. Did you have something?
It's just amazing how the Spirit moved, because Brother Amir and myself we had a little small one-on-one. We was helping do some work around the camp. And he brought up that, man, you might be like me because I'm negatively motivated. And so I've been meditating on that for the last couple days. And I'm like, man, Yahweh, that's maybe why you put me through so much, because I know how hard-headed I am. So you had to just, you know what I'm saying, you had to negatively motivate me to get to at least to where I'm at now. I just want to make that statement.
Hey, brother, it's important for us to understand how Yahweh deals with us. At least we think that, he is mad at me, he's angry with me, he's this. And he's trying to motivate you in a way that you listen. If he talk too nice to us, we ain't gonna do nothing. We think we're gonna do something. We're gonna sit right there, because we get complacent when things are going good. But I tell you what we do when things going bad. Oh man, we speak to ourselves in spiritual songs.
You know
we
it.
doing. Oh, boy, we are, boy,
We are more than conquerors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
oh, bro, we learn lyrics. We be doing all kind of stuff, you know. But that's our motivation. See, and when you deal with a group of people, and this is why it ends up being strange to our kids, because they ain't went through nothing.
Right.
We have provided everything for them. So negative don't influence them. It don't motivate them because they ain't never had to deal with any of that. They haven't learned what that means. They flip the light switch, the light comes on. They think it's a light fairy who come in and they sprinkle that magic pixie dust and the lights turn on. They don't realize till one day they didn't pay you right, and them lights get cut off. Now all of a sudden your kids, hey, I flicked the light. I was trying. The Wi-Fi wasn't. I was trying to get on. I was watching my show, and it got dark, and the Wi-Fi went out. That's a double whammy, Daddy. The dog and the Wi-Fi. Well, kid, let me explain to you how power works. Okay, so if the power don't work, neither does the Wi-Fi. Okay?
They were like, well, Dad, I can be in the dark, but you need to cut that damn Wi-Fi back on.
Okay, how are we gonna cut the... The router needs power. Okay? They don't get nothing about that. Because they haven't had to go through any of that. So they're not motivated the same way we are yet.
Right.
Keep reading.
The end of 45, to keep his commandments and the statute which he command you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever.
So we shouldn't have to be searching for these things. They should be a sign and a wonder upon us. We can easily find these occurrences in our history. I ain't got to go deeply look in no book. It should be a sign and a wonder. So when you come down to figuring out who the children of Israel are, these signs and wonders should be right in front of them. It should be very easy to figure that out. If you want to. Go ahead.
It said forever. It'll be a sign and a wonder forever.
Forever.
And when
Even when it is removed, you still gonna know it used to be there.
Yeah, like when they asked later on in the scripture, correct me if I'm wrong, it says, well, who are they? These are they who come
out of great tribulation. And wash their robes white in the blood of the Lamb. Wait a minute, how they do that? Oh, they went through some stuff. See, and that's the one thing we as people, we just won't be done.
We won't be done with suffering, all suffering. I give me salvation, but hold the persecution. Matter of fact, double size the salvation, but hold the persecution. I'll give combo number 2.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Because you serve not Yahweh your Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
So he's going to make us serve other gods because we didn't serve him right. Check that out. He says this is why you would be a Christian or a Muslim, because you didn't serve me right. So whenever anybody can tell me that they have been in this culture and they've been keeping this culture for 1,000 years, I can pretty much tell you, you are definitely not an Israelite. Because my book says that there's a problem with that. See, my book doesn't describe that. And this is the foundation of everything that's going to come behind it. This is the foundation of Judaism. So if you tell me that none of this fits your existence, I can pretty much tell you that you are a proselyte or a convert. Now, Yahweh doesn't run away converts. You still get to be a proselyte. You still get to be a convert. But you can't be a convert and deny the people whose house the name is in, the house is in their name, but you're going to disrespect them. That ain't gonna work. You can't be a guest in the house and tell the owner to go outside.
You know, I need to have a moment to myself right now. Now, you're going to have your moment outside. You're not going to have your moment in my living room while I leave. Go ahead.
For the abundance of all things. Therefore shall you serve your enemies, which Yahweh shall send against you.
Wait a minute. Now we got to define serve and we got to define enemies. So if we're looking for the children of Israel, then whoever those people said was their enemies, then we should be able to find where they served them, not where they persecuted them, not where they whatever. They should have served those people. So find the biggest enemy of anybody who says that they are Israel. And then find where they served those people. If you can't find that, you might not be an Israelite. Keep reading.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Now, if you can't find this, you might not be an Israelite. That's all I'm saying. Keep going.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck.
Can you produce these things before you were whatever happened? Now, and these are pretty tumultuous things here that he's mentioning, okay? This is some really, really hard stuff. A yoke of iron? A yoke of iron, that mean Yahweh says, I'm going to put a yoke of iron on your neck and you're going to move like an animal. That's tumultuous. You know the iron is like poison, like to them, right? Mm-hmm. Like I don't think we understand. Like the horrible rashes and rust. It is poison. You do understand that, right? I don't think people understand. You know, you look at the iron as it's uncomely to look at. You do understand it's poison in them, though, right? You do understand that it's ripping their skin and the poison from the metal is going into their body. You do understand that, though, right? You do understand that we're not just talking about a picture. A lot of times people look at the picture and they're appalled at the picture, but you do know that they were being poisoned by the iron, though, right? Okay. Go ahead.
Until he have destroyed you. Verse 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
So you're not going to know these people that he going to bring. So the fact that people speak the same language as the people who you say it don't fit. You mean you've always spoken the same language as the people? Go ahead.
A nation whose language you shall not understand.
You shall not understand it. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of your cattle and the fruit of your land until you be destroyed.
Jump to verse 58.
If you will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book.
Wait a minute. So the children of Israel have a duty that they must operate according to the law of Yahweh. And if they do not, then we have a problem. Okay? Well, then we have to look on the flip side. Well, then how can a people be continually blessed but still not follow his law? They're getting their funds from another bank. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. Yahweh won't let another bank serve you. See, when he get ready to deal with his children, no. He blacklists you. Lucifer couldn't touch Job until Yahweh said so. He don't have the right to give you nothing. Go ahead.
To do all the words of this law that is written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh your Elohim.
Mm-hmm. See, once we fear Yahweh, There's a hedge round about us. Lucifer can't touch you inside that hedge. He's got to either break down that hedge by permission of Yahweh or convince you to walk out of it. And it's probably going to be the latter. Go ahead.
Then Yahweh will make the plagues wonderful, and the plagues of your seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance.
Jump to verse 64.
And Yahweh shall scatter you among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Do you understand why this is not popular among other entities? You know that you're continually going back. And people don't know how Yahweh operates. So sometimes they'll be like, man, why you say the same thing again? You don't know your God. How many times in this chapter has he said he was going to scatter you from one end of the earth to the other? Why does he keep saying it? Because you know, around the fourth time, that time we thought was the first. He said, my people hard of hearing. That's what he said about his own folk. He said, my folk hard of hearing. So Yahweh done said it 4 times. He said they ain't heard it once. I done said it 4. Now if I say it one more, they might be like, you know, I think I remember hearing something about scattering. Bro, he said it 5 times. Go ahead.
Even unto the other, and there shall you serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone.
I'm sorry. How many times he said it?
Numerous.
But see, we think we gonna hear something one time, right? And we so damn grand. We gonna hear it one time and we just gonna walk. You don't even know your damn self. Go ahead.
And among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest.
Wait a minute. If you're not going to find any ease among these nations, at no point are these nations are going to be so comfortable with you that they will say, here, guard my money. At no point will they say, I'm going to let you loan me money. He says, you will find no ease amongst them. This is Yahweh talking. Who is able to circumvent him? Go ahead.
But Yahweh shall give you there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of your life.
Nobody is threatened with their life as much as our people are. We don't know if we go down. Every time your kids say, can I go out such and such, a small prayer jump in your head. Mm-hmm. You know how many people went to the mall and didn't come back? You can call the police for your help and they shoot you when they get there. That don't happen to everybody else. Not only does it not happen, I want people to think, because people say,
You know, it's racial.
all right, well, ask yourself a question. Why don't it happen to the Hispanics? If they just don't like nobody but white people, why don't it happen to the Africans? How many Africans have you said, you walked up and said,
Look, it's Ubuntu. They shot Ubuntu.
no, Ubuntu didn't get shot. If it's racist and it's about black people, why that African ain't getting shot? Right. Well, it's deeper than color than us. Go ahead.
In the morning you shall say, would Elohim if it were evening. And at even you shall say, would Elohim if it were morning. For the fear of your heart wherewith you shall fear, for the sight of your eyes which you shall see. And Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again with ships.
Right. And this is the thing that they constantly want to fight. Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. Egypt was the place of our bondage. Egypt was the place of our suffering. We got to these places via ships. You cannot spread somebody across the earth and not use water. The earth is 70% water. The only way to spread us
to all the places around the globe is you would have to be on ships. The one thing that other people cannot present, they cannot present a ship voyage. So they need to discredit here. Now, this is how you get into the line of blasphemy. To prove yourself, you make Elohim a lie. Oh, you're going to pay for that. You mean you're going to call him a lie so you can be the truth? Oh, you're going to pay for that. Oh, you're going to pay for that. And that's the fight. I ain't getting in. I'm about, Yahweh, I'm going to be over here. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, that between who you, what it said, what is the punishment of a lie? Whatever you intended for him that you lied on. So, you're lying on Yahweh, saying this ain't what it means. Hey, that between y'all. I'm getting out. You have to learn when you see, you know what I'm saying, two bears going at it. Hey, I don't give a damn what they fighting over.
Right.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing that a bear has that I want back unless it's one of my children. Other than that, I'm not getting in that fight. You know, I'm going to get to higher ground. Now, I'm going to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because damn it, that looks interesting.
Right.
But I'm not going to be close enough that I might be harmed in the altercation.
Right.
You understand? Okay. Go ahead.
With ships by way whereof I speak unto you, you shall see it no more again.
Wait a minute. If you shall see it no more again, wait a minute. This type of punishment and commerce ends with you. Wait a minute. So this commerce, this type of dealing is going to end with you. You're going to be the last one who's going to deal like this. Come on, man. Come on. The more I read this, the more I understand why they don't want nobody to read it. It shall be seen no more again. They ain't never going to do this no more after this happened with you. Okay. Go ahead.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Which means no man shall redeem you. They're going to let you be sold. So, understanding as we are seeing a whole lot of things being portrayed in the media. But I tell you what, it has this, it's silver lining, because all of a sudden people are starting to look and say, wait a minute, man, I can't keep just blindly agreeing to this destruction that's happening. Even the Christians are starting to say, well, hold on, man. This is getting hard to stand behind. And believe you me, they want to stand behind it. But it's getting difficult. But what it's also doing is making people go in this book and they're starting to ask some questions. So we're going to have to guard our hearts, because when people are trying to convince you, they go through and use all the power that they have in their arsenal to convince you. And when you have entities that control finance, that control how you see what you see, that's a lot of opportunity to control the narrative. And you can tell that it means something, because anybody of importance, when they fight against the narrative, they always lose their position. If the narrative wasn't important, why do these people get fired as soon as they remotely not agree? So the narrative does mean something. So, but that's all that we're going to do for tonight. Let's leave out with a prayer. We're going to rise and face the east. Abba Father, Most High Covenant Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Abba Father, we thank you for another opportunity to read out of the legacy that you have left unto us. We even thank you, Father, for opening up our understanding for secular history, that we will that we have been able to even come across. We understand that we didn't just come across these things. We understand that you are directing us. We are not worthy, Abba Father, but we pray that you do not take this guidance, this knowledge and understanding that you have given unto us. We pray, Abba Father, that you would not take it away. We understand that the only thing that we understand is that which you allow us to understand. So we pray, Abba Father, that you would magnify your understanding inside of us. We pray, Abba Father, that you would keep a hedge of protection round about us, that we may be able to continually come into the shepherd's tent and do the works that are pleasing unto you, that we may be able to present things that your lost and your found sheep may be able to hear and refine their walk. We pray, Abba Father, that you would give us health and strength, that we may be able to continually do these works that are pleasing unto you. We ask these prayers not only for those that gather with us physically, but even those that gather by way of phones and by way of internet, those that attempt to serve you in truth and righteousness. In Yeshua HaMashiach's holy and divine name we pray. Amen and hallelujah.